Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Schedule 1 video tutorial. Here I'm going to show you guys an in-depth tutorial on the handler in the chemist. And I'm doing it somewhat also a video on an automated, or not, like a semi-automated apartment or sweatshop property meth farm, because the meth is probably the easiest one to kind of leave alone and let them kind of do their thing. So first, let's start with the chemist, probably the easiest one to set up. We'll go outside and go get to him or her right now. So when you have the clipboard in your hand, you want to look at the chemist and click E, and then you'll be able to manage what they can do. So what you first want to do is assign them a bed. So make sure you have beds for your employees and assign them. If you don't want to assign them any stations just yet, just right click and it goes away. But we want to assign them stations, and if you ever right click and you want to get back to them, go back and press E, and you're able to then click right here, assign stations. You click, the chemist can be held up to 3 stations. So right now, for this kind of like automated, semi-automated system here that I have, you can set up with this chemist with these 3 benches, and I will fully automate the mixing, the making of the meth. Here's a handy dandy trick. If you have, for instance, the chemist, you can shift click on each of these, and then when you press enter, they will be assigned all 3 of these machines that you just selected. So if you have planting people, you can mass assign plants, drying racks, and all that stuff. You can also click on all these and make them all go to the packing station if you wanted to, but we don't want to do that. But that's how you multi-select. You just have the clipboard out and you left click, and you just left click again to deselect. Now that you got your chemist selected through how I showed you, you can go ahead and add the material into your chemistry bench. So for this semi-automatic tutorial place, I guess, you have to do everything yourself here. And then now the chemist won't go anywhere, right? The chemist doesn't have a recipe, and for some reason the chemistry bench is the only one you can select a recipe for. And once the recipe is selected, and it is, not 4 a.m., this chemist will then walk up the stairs, walk over here, and start making liquid meth. Once they're done with the liquid meth, they're gonna need a place to put it. So what you're gonna want to do is look at your chemistry bench, hit E, and look at the destination. Click on none, and you can see this arrow coming out of this machine, right? You want to bring this arrow to the designated process that is next. So the next process would be lab oven. You want to put this into the lab oven. Now that's in the lab oven, you can see that the chemistry station now is completely filled out on your clipboard. Once they put this in the lab oven, they're gonna then walk over and do the mixing and process for the lab oven. And then once you're done with this, you need a destination. Where would this go? To your mixing station. So it's the same process as the chemistry bench. You pull it over, you see this arrow, you put it right to the mixing station. There you go, all filled out. Now the chemist will take this and move this automatically to the mixing station. So if you've seen my previous videos, you could see that this is definitely a smaller version, and you can definitely do this for early game. It'd be very nice to have one chemist kind of doing all the work, and all you do is package all the material. Once he gets through all 3 of these processes, you set up the mixing station. You can set up what he needs to mix. You can have all your product right here, whatever you want to put in your meth, and you can continuously put ingredients down on here, and you'll automatically mix whatever meth you want. It really helps with you not having to do all the mixing yourself, because it's kind of boring just standing here. So you could like set a mix and walk out, maybe sell some things, come back, set another mix, whatever you feel like doing. So once he's done mixing this, and maybe you're not here, or maybe you would rather only do one ingredient. If you're only going to want to do one ingredient and make just one meth and kind of have this pretty much automated until you get to the packing station, just set him up to go into the mixing station, just like E, destination, click none, and this arrow, you could put it on one of these shelves so that he just puts the meth with the one ingredient in it on the shelf, and then you can come and grab it and put it into the packing station. But if you only want to do the meth with the one material and you're pretty much on top of packing your own material, you can set it straight to the packing station. I recommend putting it here just so that you can kind of walk away, and this can kind of just go and go and go until he runs out of the main material right here that you need to be putting in all the time. And also it'll kind of help you understand the process of how to make it on a bigger scale, because when you pull from the mixing station to a shelf and then have a handler move it over to the packing station, it definitely lightens the load on the packing station and doesn't back up all the machines if you have multiple machines or ingredients, like I've shown in my previous video, the conveyor belt system. So once you have your meth, you would go into your storage, grab your meth out, walk over here, pack your meth, and then you're able to sell it. But you could also have a handler. So I will show you guys the handler right now. So now that we got the handler, I will show you guys how the handler works in this apartment. So same thing as the chemist. Press E, you get all of the handler's abilities. So again, you want to assign the bed first. Make sure that they have a bed right there. Oh, yep, left click. There we go. And also, most important thing, make sure you have cash and you are paying them every day. Just another main point there. Again, make sure you're signing them beds. Make sure you're paying them every day, or they will not work. All right, now, honestly, the most important person in here that does 90% of everything, can really help you automate your farms, how I've gotten my cocaine farm, weed farm, and meth farm all pretty much automated, is because of these guys. If anybody's saying that these guys are not good, they are liars, or they don't know the potential of him. Because the handler is so good, especially once you know how to use the routes, which I will show you in this video. So, assigning stations. These guys could be assigned to brick presses and packing machines. I don't think it's anything else that they can be assigned to. But yes, they can be assigned to 3 stations, brick presses, and packing stations, the ones I can think of on the top of my head that they can be assigned to. So what you could do, if you have if you'd rather do the chemistry by yourself, you can have this guy just packaging and some other things we'll get to. But yes, you can have this guy package and pull packages from the shelf and put the packages in. So let me show you how to do that. Come on down to him, press E, and this is what the routes are. The routes are such a key, important thing in a lot of the automation of these farms, and really what makes this game kind of blossom into the automation it can. These routes are so good. So what you can do is take one item from a shelf, or one item from a mixing machine, or one item from any of the machines or something, and bring it to another place. So what you're thinking right now, oh, okay, so if I grab this shelf and go to this packing station, now he will fill this packing station with packages automatically, as long as you have in your packages being constantly filled in the shelf. He would just sit there and place them in, place them in, place them in. Make sure this is always full. And then you'll also pack your your product or whatever you're making, right? That's why I think that these handlers are so important to automation and just making a farm in general. These guys can have up to 5 routes. So how I have mine set up in like my automatic farms is I have them bring in ingredients. So he can do up to 5 ingredients. Making him bring in 5 of the 7 or 8 ingredients for my bigger weed, meth, or coke straight to these mixing tables, and he puts the mix in, and the product gets put in by another handler, gets put in straight from the chemist to the mixing station, and then it just goes on a conveyor belt system. This is definitely a smaller version of it, right? But you can kind of understand the process a little better now. So I would do this, make a new route, have him come over here. This shelf is designated for putting my material into my chemistry bench. So this material right here that I showed you earlier, you pull that out, you keep this stocked right here, and he will move these items into this chemistry bench. So the main thing about meth though is you want to make sure that you have at least one of each of these items in here at all times, or it will get clogged with, and he'll have like 2 phosphorus in these 2 slots. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. That's really the only thing. So the handler is such a key essential part of making these farms. Like I keep saying, I can't say it enough. I couldn't do any of these farms without these handlers. So now that you know that you have 5 routes and how to use the handler, how to use the chemist, these people are the keystone to your automation or making just a farm in general. So take this information and run with it. Show me what you guys can do. Tell me any questions you guys have about the handler or the chemist right now. I hope the routes in this video can kind of help you understand how I automated my farms a lot better. Again, these routes are absolutely insane. They really make this make this automation so much easier. Here's another example of a route you can even do is you can let them mix it and take it from here and go straight to the shelf too. You can also do that. So the chemist doesn't have to move away. But honestly, the chemists don't really do much. They only have 3 assigned mixing stations that they can have max. So letting them do it leaves another opening for your handler to do what it needs to do. And yeah, so these 2 guys, amazing. Now let me talk about the Botanist, and I'll have to switch locations and show you guys how the Botanists work and how they're also such a key part of this. But honestly, they're kind of self-explanatory, but I feel like a lot of people have problems with the drying racks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna head over to the coke farm and show you guys how my botanists are moving and operating there. All right, now that we have arrived at the coke farm, you can kind of see the progress that we've been making if you guys seen the previous videos. Here I'm going to show you the botanists here. The botanists are probably the easiest thing to kind of understand and figure out, honestly, other than the chemists. So this should be very simple for everyone to kind of follow along. So again, the botanist has 8 pretty much tasks that they can do, or 8 assignments that they can have: pots and drying racks. You can have 8 pots or 8 drying racks. So again, assign them bed, pay them, main thing. Then this is a new option: supplies. They need a supply. So what you would do is click on that, and as you can see, he is this shelf as a supply, and I have these 2 shelves for each botanist. You have to assign this supply, and then you have to make sure you have your soil, your seeds, and all your fertilizer or whatever you want to do in the pot, like in this supply thing, for them to be able to use this. For your botanist, you do not need water for your botanist. They already automatically come with water. I don't know where they're getting it, probably from the hoses or something from around here. I'm sure there's a hose. But again, botanists, let's see their assignments that they can do, right? So here we got 8 assignments. So what I would do is 4 pots, 4 drying racks, but right now I don't need 4 drying racks, right? Click this, you walk over, same as everything else. You can shift select multiple, all these. So I can shift select all of these and be able to grab them all at the exact same time. Then I come back over and he would be all set up and have all these ready to go. And now he will take care of all those air plots and drying racks as long as he has supplies in his storage. So now, for some of the problems people have been having with the called the drying racks. So first, obviously, you want to create your whatever you need, whatever you want, right? Whatever you're making. Then you pick your destination. So what I did, I have one pot going here, one pot going there, and I think I like 2 pots going here or something like that. Because this is just how I like it. This just looks so nice in here. These are the upgraded lamps and lights and planters and stuff that you can buy from the warehouse guy. But you select these, and it's like the same thing. You set the destination, boom. Now this botanist will put this plant into this drying rack, and now the main thing, how to make them sit here and make sure that they're actually going to be able to dry it. Again, clipboard, your key tool for all of this stuff. Press E, and you can see your threshold sorry, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. You can see your target quality. You want this target quality to be gold star, or they will not start. And if they're not starting, then there's probably a completely different problem. But a lot of the time, it's just this target quality. You have to just make sure it's gold star, because I think your shit starts right here at this star, so it won't go up, it won't start drying. And the same thing with this, you set your destination to wherever you want this to go. A mixing station, for my case, cauldrons, and then, you know, you go from there. But the botanist is another very, very good, like, key part of your employees that you can own. Now, real quick, let me talk about the trash people. Over here, the cleaner. Super self-explanatory. Need a bed, pay them, assign trash cans. The only thing that kind of people probably have a little bit trouble on is these green circles. So these green circles represent the area in which these trash people will pick up the trash, right? So they will only pick up the trash in that designated area. So make sure you're placing your trash cans in a good spot. I'm pretty sure it shows you when you click on it. Yep, exactly. So it shows you where they will be grabbing it, so you can kind of know where to place your trash cans. You only really need them over here. Nothing really happens over here that needs it. This is my in-depth guide on all these employees and how good they can be and how amazing the handler is and how all these guys play a key role in making these automated farms. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment any questions or anything that I missed that you guys would like to know. I hope this video helped. I know a lot of people were asking how a lot of this stuff worked and wanted a video in depth on how these guys are set up. I really hope this helped, and I hope you all have a good day.
Let me nut on your butt.